What's up, everybody? Happy Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope you got some work done. I hope you've been working on yourself and your relationships and everything else. We have a special Mike's Monday Motivation. I believe this is episode 52. I believe this is officially 1 year of Mike's Monday Motivation. And so we have a special guest today. What's your name, bud?
My name's MJ.
All right, we're going to talk like a big boy today, okay? Give me nuts. All right, what are you most excited about right now?
Today I'm going to go to the park to collect more rocks.
Collect more rocks. Rock formations, huh? Rocks, you really like rocks? What's your favorite thing about rocks?
They're cool, and I know I have more than 100 rocks.
More than 100 rocks? How does a 6-year-old have 100 rocks already?
More.
More than 100? What are you gonna do with all these rocks?
I don't know.
Just gonna collect them? Whoa.
And maybe I'll fill my room someday, because I once watched this there's a commercial that came up on my iPad a couple of times, and there's like this little girl, and she was laying in the middle of like more than 100 rocks.
So you want a bedroom that's like so you can lay like in the middle of like 100 rocks?
No, it's like she set it down on the floor, and there's a space for her to lay in.
Got it. All right. So I have a really cool story to tell you. So mommy and I, Tiffany and I, were in Napa Valley over the weekend. Okay. And there were 3 times that we went into a cave to taste wine, like into a cave. Isn't that crazy? So our house is like 3,000 square feet. Okay. These caves were like 40,000 square feet, like literally 10 times the size of our house inside of a big rock. Isn't that crazy?
But like how did wine get inside the
Well, they dug it out and then they put the barrels in there.
And then they just like sticked it to the ceiling so it fell, and he's like,
sure. But really the message I want to talk about today, and what I really think is kind of important to keep a mind on, and MJ's is home today because it's President's Day, so I thought it'd be cool to have him on the episode. But this is just by chance. I want to talk about the power of patience. So Tiffany and I were in Napa last week, and you were at some of these just generational old wineries, and we were in several caves over the course of the 3 days we were there, and each one took at least 5 years to build. At least 5 years to build. And like that's just from start to finish. Like that's just to get the cave done. That's just to get it to the point where you guys get inside of it. And that's just a crazy amount of patience. And I was even telling the other people on the trip, one of my biggest takeaways from this trip is the power of patience. Building rocks, building diamonds, building caves, building legacy. It all takes a lot of time. And when you're building a winery, you're building wine, there's a lot of vision and hope and belief that has to go into it. Like you have to fully believe in what you're doing. You have to fully believe in what you're trying to accomplish for it to work, right? Just like homework, right? Just like building sandcastles, building caves, building a good wine. Like they were 5 to 7 years from purchase to even be able to utilize the facility. And then it takes another 3 to 4 years to grow the fruit. And like, that's a long time to commit to something in hopes that it'll work out. But it's ultimately my biggest takeaway was patience is incredibly important. You have to work hard every day. You have to constantly analyze and adjust. You have to constantly try little things differently. You have to constantly run into struggles or challenges. And like, imagine digging a cave by hand that's 40,000 square feet, probably 10 feet, 12 feet tall, and going in, not knowing what direction was going to work, not knowing how big it was going to be, just going in and starting. That's a crazy, crazy concept to me. Like that's something that's really, I think, something that we underestimate in today's world with the speed of information, with the speed of access, right? You can pick up your iPad right now and find rocks anywhere, right? Imagine if you had to wait 5 years. That's like almost as old as you are now.
Well, I'm 6.
Yeah, also it's almost as old.
No.
That's crazy, right? So as you're building your plan, one of the wineries we went to, the original founder built a 200-year strategy. Basically, his thought was he could directly communicate his mission to his grandchildren, and his grandchildren could then communicate that direct message to their grandchildren. So he's like 5 or 6 generations over 200 years was the strategy, was the plan he was building in his head. You know, I'm fucking trying to figure out what I'm eating for lunch today. This guy's building a 200-year plan, 200-year plan. You know, so that'd be like me building a strategy that I'm going to communicate to MJ's kids in hopes that his kids can communicate that message to their grandchildren. You know, that's like, you know, me, MJ, his kids, MJ's grandkids, MJ's kids' grandkids. That's like 5 generations. Over 200 years was the strategy this guy was making. I don't know, man. That just seems crazy cool to think that big, think that long out, and it allows you to be incredibly more patient in the process. Like, if you're planning a 200-year strategy, there's no rush about what's happening on Tuesday morning. But I imagine that these individuals were still operating with a sense of urgency on a daily basis. So one of my biggest takeaways, thinking about build rocks. Can you read one of my books? Go ahead. You know, building these caves. Oh, he'll be back. Building these caves, I think, is an incredible testament to like what full commitment to the mission is, full commitment to the vision, full commitment to like, I'm just going to start and I'm going to learn as I go, and I'm going to continually analyze and adjust. And hopefully one day I come up with a world-class wine. You know, we did not go to any B-level wineries on this trip. They were all top-notch, private, high-end stuff. You know, but from my perspective, and what I think is really cool is the level of patience and fortitude and grit it would take to build something over 50, 60 years and kind of just be getting a stride. So I challenge you this week. How can you expand your thinking? How can you get a little bit broader, but how can you operate with still a sense of urgency to analyze and adjust every single detail of the strategy, being intentional with not just what you're making, but how you're making it and what it looks like and how it's perceived and how people understand it and how they enjoy it and the way it should be enjoyed. You know, there's a strategy and intentionality to everything if you put the right amount of effort into it. What do you want to share, MJ? Final words.
Point to your books, your birthstone in the comments.
You've been watching too much YouTube, bud. He just he brought in one of his stone books, rocks and mineral books, and he went to the page with the birthstones on it. And his request is, put your birthstone in the comments.
No, I said point to your birthstone in the comments.
Yeah, well, like, but they can't point to it from their house. They have to put it in the comments, so it creates engagement, which gets our channel more likes, which makes us more money, right? 6. He went and got a book so you could point to your birthstone, so you could comment. And if you don't comment in the comment section with your birthstone, MJ is going to be real disappointed. And if you want to see this is a great conversation. This will be on YouTube. You know, like everything else, we've been putting a lot more effort into
this
into
is my
YouTube.
favorite page in this book.
What page is it?
Like this whole page.
What page number is it?
Page 88 and page 89.
So page 89 in my book of rocks and minerals, things to find, collect, and treasure. Pick it up. No affiliate there. No affiliate there. Which one's your birthstone?
My birthstone is the opal.
That is right. Give me nuts. All right, guys, make it a great week. Go comment with your birthstone. But ultimately, like, let's get intentional about being more patient, but being urgent in analyzing and adjusting the process just to make it a little bit better every single day. And over the course of 20, 30, 40 years, you might just be surprised at what you can build.